about. So we're going to replace these. I'm not as fussed with that scarf. I think that can go in the charity bag. Aids doing the Disney knobs. How's it going? This just takes me back to being a kid. If ever I was going to my nan's, this was always the dish that I wanted her to make. There we go. I am really looking forward to this. So that was a good sort out. On to drawer number 2. Morning. Cheers. Happy Sunday.
Morning.
Cheers. Starting off today's vlog. It's a working weekend. It's a year ago today, isn't it?
Yes.
That we went to Florida for the first time since everything opened back up again.
Yeah, it seems strange. Yeah, it was still masks inside and out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just seems
It
like such a long time ago.
A lifetime of well, not a lifetime. Well, it seems completely different world.
A different world, I
That's
think.
the-
That's,
yeah, it
that's a
seems-
really good way to put
And
it.
you think when we're in the middle of it, we thought, when will this end? It didn't seem like there would ever be an end in sight. But to think that was a year ago.
I know, it seems a very long time
Yeah.
ago. Anyway, that's a good thing because things have moved on and looking up again. And we're going to have a cosy day again today.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a goulash, which I'm really excited about. It's one of my favourites. Should we try and get our sauerkraut going today?
Yeah.
And what about those Disney knobs?
One's already on.
Did you?
Did it last night.
You never told me. That was supposed to be in last weekend's vlog.
No, I wanted to try how it went on, so just to see.
And I haven't
so that-
even noticed.
No, you didn't. So.
Guys, you're getting Disney knobs today.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what they look like. So I'll tidy up that area in the hallway as well. Do a bit of a hallway clean up. So a bit of cleaning, decluttering maybe. Oh, I've got a declutter bag, a charity bag coming.
But there's no bric or brac, it's literally clothes.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, I was going to do that in a separate video anyway because I was going to go through my wardrobe.
Yeah, I noticed
so I
that.
might
Checked it
actually
yesterday,
do
so
that.
it's just that. And also,
Okay.
I was actually quite surprised it says cosmetics on there as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. Perfumes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be bits and pieces today. But I hope you enjoy hanging out with us. Let us know what you've been up to lately.
Yep.
She's just done it again.
Peed.
She's just literally done it. Peed, yeah. We're doing a little bit of trip planning today. Let us know if this looks familiar to you. Where do you think we're planning to go? We've made a little amendment to one of our trips this weekend and we've added on a couple of days somewhere. I'm going to crack on with the goulash and then I'm going to get done doing some cleaning and sorting out the hallway a little bit. I've changed my top because that just smell when you're like, you've got onions and garlic and the meats, it just lingers and stays for your day. I should really put my hair up as well. But I've changed my top also because I didn't want to get splashes on my favourite sweatshirt. But I'm also going to use my old crock pot. I really want to get, you know, when you like really brown off the meat and then you can use that for the sauce. I can use my crock pot on the stove, but it just, everything burns in that. Unless I put a liner, everything burns on one side in my crock pot and it's just a pain to clean off afterwards. So I'm going to use my really old crock pot that's falling to bits that my mum gave me years ago. I tend to just use it for curries, but actually I think it'll be a good one to use today. I'd love to hear from you if you like goulash too, and if so, what kind of recipe do you do? Because I know they all vary. We tend to do more of like a family one that my nan did. I thought I was doing it for years and years, and then my brother shared me how he made his, and actually it tasted a lot more like my nan's. I was really impressed. So I'm going to give that a whirl today. So I've got my beef. Traditionally it's pork or pork and beef. I'm just using beef today. Onions, garlic. I've just realised I've got no beef stock cubes left, but I've got one with red wine, so that's fine. A couple of bay leaves, a bit of flour. Amount of tomato paste as well, so just use tomato ketchup and salt and pepper. This just takes me back to being a kid. If ever I was going to my nan's, this was always the dish that I wanted her to make. It was always my favourite and it just really reminds me of her. Have you got something that reminds you of your grandparents or your nan, something that your nan made for you? I'd love to hear what is that special meal that just takes you straight back to being a kid. My oil's really nice and hot, as you can hear. I haven't put all the beef in, it's nicely spaced out. And I am going to add some flour and salt and pepper as well. Give it a good stir and let that brown off. And we'll do it in 2 batches. Just turn the meat over and then I've done the flour with the seasoning again. I'm going to let that cook off and start to, I want the browning on the bottom of the pan, and then I'm going to remove this and we're going to do it with the next batch. And that's the browning that we're talking about in the bottom of the pan. That's what my nanny always used to say, gives you the flavour. Put all the meat back in. I've removed all the meat, and now I'm going to put in 2 extremely large chopped garlic cloves, and I've got 2 small onions that I have chopped. And they're going in, and we're going to let them saute off. I'm now going to add a cup of water and start scraping off the bottom of the pan to release that flavour. If you look, I've managed to do that. You can actually see the bottom of the pan again. I'm now going to add another cup of water and my beef stock and also my meat. Starting to smell like goulash already. I'm going to add some paprika. It's better than it all of a sudden comes out now. There we go, about a teaspoon or so. Oh, I think maybe a little bit more went in. And a good squirt of ketchup. And I'm going to season that again. I think I might just add another cup of water as well. And then I'm going to chop up a very large potato to put in there. I don't remember my nan doing that, but my brother does it to his, and it's really, really good. I'm also going to add a carrot today. Again, my nan would never have done that. But I've got loads of carrots in my fridge. I might even add a parsnip. No, I'm not going to add a parsnip, but I'm going to add a carrot. I've got a big chunky one here. I'm just using up what I've got in the fridge, so it just makes sense. And the other thing, I'm going to pop in a couple of bay leaves. There we go, and the carrots and the potatoes have been cut into bite-sized pieces. It's got that lovely, rich, reddy, kind of goulashy colour now. This smells so good already. I'm going to pop this on the crock pot stand right now. So Ada and Poppy is still out. I'm going to give the place a hoover. Poppy is having more and more accidents lately. She'd literally just been out when she peed on the rug, and she keeps peeing on the rug lately. It's not every day, but maybe 3-4 times a week. It's really sad having an old dog. Yeah, so I'm going to hoover in here. I've cleaned all the stairs and I want to tidy up. I've got some shopping bits. I think that's mainly rubbish that I need to go through. I've got a couple of boxes ready for the charity shop. I have to call up hours to make an appointment to drop off. And then this is the Disney knob I was talking about. So we're going to replace these. Oh, it sounds like they're back. And this is what they're going to look like. Hi.
Oh, hello, sorry.
That's all right. We picked them up from Primark a while ago. And they were £5. You can get white ones as well. And this is our charity bag that I want to keep hold of. Got a couple of bits for the recycling, and I think I'm going to put Maisie's birthday present in Louie's room. What are we doing with those old desks?
We're going to bin them.
We're going to bin them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I've just popped this plant up here today just to get a little bit of sunlight. So in this bag I had bubble wrap here, which I'll reuse in my studio. Folders to go in the studio, hanger which Ada asked to keep, and I've got my Primark receipt as well. I've also got a little pile. I just realised my bra's on the top there. That's from last night. Gained a few pounds over Christmas, and I have to admit, as soon as I know I'm not going out, we're not doing the last dog walk anymore, and we're done, my bra comes off because it's just so pinchy by the end of the day. Scarf and gloves. I've got Louie's ASOS order that needs delivering, an empty box, and then I can put my hat and scarf that I use on the dog walk in the evening in my basket. I'm just going through this actually. I love that hat, I'm keeping that. I'm not as fussed with that scarf. I think that can go in the charity bag. Got this hat I like. This hat Abe bought me for Christmas. We said we weren't doing Christmas presents. We both bought each other a hat. It's really funny. We said no presents. We both bought each other a hat. This is the warmest hat I have ever had. I love it. I love these other 2 hats, and I've got a couple of others in the drawers. And they're cozy, but when it's really cold, they don't feel snug enough. And this one really does. I feel so warm walking the dog in the evening. And I bought him a little beanie hat with a light on, so that when he's walking the dog, it's easier for him because he doesn't always have to hold a torch. I just thought that was so funny. that we both bought each other a hat. So I have drawers with like gloves and hats and scarves. Also, so if ever like we have friends over or the kids are home and we go out on a walk and it's winter, I've always got spare gloves, and you know the £1 gloves from Primark, 2 pairs of gloves for £1. They're so cool. So I've got lots of things like that. Another spare scarf that can go in the drawers as well. I've also got our little gaiters. These are really handy for like common walks in the winter. This is my pink scarf that I wear all the time. That was a charity shop find once for 99p. And a pair of pink socks. I think they fell in there. I tend to, when I'm doing the washing and I've got dry washing to take upstairs, I tend to pile it there, and I think a pair of my socks must have found its way in there. So that's good. I've decluttered a scarf and I've got a few bits and pieces to put away. So hopefully my little wicker house should now close. It's also full of footballs. Balls for the pool. Every time we used to go to Florida, Louis used to get a new ball, and the rings for the swimming pool for Louis as well. And also, I think these might be gardening gloves for Aid. And I've just found another hat. So there's 1 in the basket and 3 there. But I do like them all, so I'm keeping them. And that ASOS delivery is on my list for tomorrow. I've got 1 for myself and 1 for Louis. And I'm going to do a reset day tomorrow. I'm going to film a reset day and get properly organised. I want some videos to schedule whilst we're away. And you know, just when you've got loads and loads of bits and pieces that are starting to pile up, I'm just going to do a day and I think just plough through them all. So that is on my hit list for tomorrow. And I am dying for a Pepsi. I'm craving a Pepsi so badly, but I have decided to reward myself with my Pepsi once the hallway is cleaned and finished. It's going to be my little reward at the end. And I've just remembered to water my aubergine. Aid's doing the Disney knobs. How's it going?
Good.
They look nice. Oh, I like those.
Actually, because they're overlap, I wondered if they'd be too close, but they're all right.
Yeah.
There's that one more to go.
Thank you. I'm on lunch duty. I've literally scraped out the last few bits of the cream cheese. Mine doesn't look very exciting. And Aid's gone for pate. We've actually got some leftover couscous from last night as well. I'm going to do the hallway, I think the floors, clean the floors after lunch. Time for my Pepsi. I've deserved this. I'll come and have a look. Let's have a look at your knobs. Oh, can you push the poo bag in, please, in the top one?
I didn't see that, sorry.
Yeah, doesn't look quite so attractive with the poo bag sticking out. That's Poppy's
You never know when you need to go.
Thank you. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice actually. I love the black actually.
It looks really cute.
Also, there's a little bit, because it's out of the way a little bit, people may not necessarily see it, which I like. It's on your face.
No, I like it as well.
Oh, we should get one for that.
There we go. I've popped the plant back down there as well. I've named these, the 2 that I picked up really cheap in Waitrose, Joan and Louise. A bit like John and Lewis. And this one is the first one because she was the first one I saw. And this one is the one that my sister gave me. It was tiny. It's almost getting too big now. Her leaves are starting to get damaged because she's on here. So I think we might have to move her soon. I'm wanting her to have babies, you know, when they sprout and the baby spider plants start coming off. I wonder when that will happen. Let me know. I really like her. She makes me think of my sister every time. I think that looks really sweet, that little corner now. Right, it's based on true events. This is our movie whilst we work this afternoon. Was it called Dog Gone? And it's got Rob Lowe in it. Breaking away from work to dish up the goulash. It smells lovely. I did just stir in some beef gravy granules a short while ago just to thicken it up a little bit. It's a really nice thickness now. And also check just to see how it tastes as to if you need any more seasoning in there. I'm going to butter some bread to go with this. There we go. I am really, really looking forward to this, and I've added some sauerkraut to it as well because I've got a big jar of it opened in the fridge. So let's do a bit of a declutter. I've still got the catches on here. This piece of furniture is about 20 odd years old, and I haven't found a piece to replace it. Not that I look actively, but I do need to. It's a bit of a mess in here, so we're going to have a tidy up. However, I just wanted to say that since, let's take some of these kits out, since having these drawer dividers in here, it has made a huge difference. Having a place to dump all the keys sunglasses, just bits and pieces. I never ever lose my keys anymore. Another one of the reasons why I've kept the catch on there, just in case if anyone were to ever, like, you know, when you hear of people putting things through the letterbox and that, taking things, it would hopefully make it a lot harder because the drawer does not open. But obviously I had the catch originally on there because of the kids. Right, we've got a few bits and pieces we could tidy up, but it's meant to be, I need to wipe these drawers over a bit. It's meant to be one of these catch-all spaces, places. So basically, when you're going in and out the house, this area here has everything for you, from Poppy's drawer to keys, hand sanitizer. I used to always keep a lip gloss in here as well, just so I can grab something. Hand cream, tissues, sunglasses, and then below we've got the games, but I also keep like a basket. I did this with you a while ago. I've got like shopping bags. I've got in this basket here, I've got umbrellas. There's vases in here as well. But I've also got like suntan lotion lives in here, just all the bits and pieces. I also keep, we'll do this one in a moment, I'll show you what I keep in there actually. But yeah, it's just a really, really handy place. And I always say it that if you have a place for everything, then you keep everything tidy because everything has a place to go back into. Got a lot of hand sanitizers in here. Oh, my other Mickey Mouse. I knew I had two others somewhere. Excellent, I'm pleased about that. They're from my shoes, but my shoes wore out and I knew I had a spare pair somewhere. That is brilliant. I think we need to use up some of these hand sanitizers. You know Aid has a thing for cleaning his hands, which is why we have hand sanitizers, or so many of them. And we keep torches in here. Oh, we've got some sweets in there. Keep torches in here as well. So yeah, this little area, got a pound coin for trolleys. This little area is definitely handy. But it used to be just empty and I could never ever find anything. Both of the drawers were the same. But then putting in these little organisers from Tiger, it's a key for the windows. It's just made a world of difference, right? It's been a very long time since I've taken these out. Oh, it's one of my favourite ones from Bath and Body Works. Let's give these a good clean. Sprayed with a bit of method and now they smell like rhubarb. Smells lovely. I love that plant down there. My plants are making me so happy these days. I've stuck a little bit of tape on the back to keep it on the drawer thing, so I'm going to have to try and use take these out and do it properly. This drawer was so messy actually. I found a face mask. There's my lip balm. I love those Burt's Bees ones. We've got a Yankee candle, a couple of batches more, hand sanitizer, and a key. I don't know what that one's for. That's not a regular key. And lots and lots of crap. This definitely needs a good cleaning out. There we go, that's much cleaner. And I've popped them on here with a little bit of tape on the back just to keep them in place. Otherwise I found that they were sliding all over the place. So this just makes it a lot easier. And then I can pop like sunglasses in here. And I'm also going to go through these. I think we need to use some of these hand sanitizers up. And that is my first drawer tidied. I've got my tissues, I've got the spare Yankee candle thingy. These are car fragrances. Actually, do you know I've got some in to go in. This is a Bath and Body Works one. They look like this. And this one's an old one. I've just put this in to make the drawer smell nice, but it's so old now. So I might actually get the old ones from my cupboard where I keep my wax melts and pop them in here. Kids' keys, obviously they don't need them at the moment because they're not here, so they're under there. So I've just got like our keys in here. Lip gloss and a few hand sanitizers. I'm going to get rid of all this. Found one of the old hotel keys, so I'm going to pop that in with my memory pile. Bath and Body Works hand sanitizers. I've got a big bucket of those that actually live in the kitchen cupboard. I'm going to pop those on some shoes ready for Disney. And we like to keep these ones in the car So I'm going to pop that one in the car. And these ones are really, really low, so we can use those up. And the others are just bits of rubbish. So that was a good sort out. On to drawer number 2. Been and got the car senses things out. I didn't realise we had so many actually. I'm going to keep them in here now because I forever, I'm just looking at you, Aid, forget to change them. And just having them by the front door just makes so much more sense, doesn't it? What do you think? Does that look a lot better, doesn't it? Let's have a look in Hoppy's drawer. This one I don't think is quite so tidy. So, right. I don't know why we've got those. Poo bags. I keep, what do you call them, tape measures. I don't need 3 though, and I do have a space under my desk where I keep that kind of thing. Oh, we've got some loose change here. Let's pop that into the other one. That would be quite handy. Don't know what that is. Got some lotion which doesn't belong in there either. His brush. Oh, hand warmers. Yeah, this one definitely needs a good clean out. I don't know what that is for. Maybe the colour. The text things on the cut on the
wall, like pipes.
Oh, okay. Oh, we've got some Poppy's treats here.
Okay, we can use those.
I'll let you have those, yeah.
Give these at night, don't we?
Yeah, she'll like those. Oh, this is as well. This is what happens. The poo bags end up disintegrating as well. Oh, we've got. How many tape measures do we have?
I don't know. I might keep wondering where they're going.
They're at the back of the drawer.
And I think they collect in there, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, got 2 big knobs, 2 big pretty ones, and 2 little knobs.
The 2 that came off the other week.
I know they are. Yeah. Oh, we got guinea pig drops. Oh, we haven't needed those for a long time. I'll give you those as well.
Because they're dead.
Yeah, the guinea pigs are dead now. Oh, I don't know what these are. They look a bit manky though. What are they? Look.
I'll throw those away.
They look a bit gross. I think it was definitely overdue for a clean in here. It's really weird. What else? There's like surprises at the back. More treats.
This is your sister, is it?
Is it my sister's tablets?
No.
I don't know, she leaves her stuff everywhere. Empty ones. Oh, more hand sanitizer.
Probably because it's been running.
Grips. I actually feel nervous now, delving in the back.
Guinea pig treats.
Guinea pig treats can be binned because we don't have a guinea pig. Right, let's clean this up. I think this probably looks worse than what it actually is. A hoover and a wipe over. Now to start going through all this little lot. A bit in here we don't need. I don't know what all this kind of thing is, but I will leave it in here. Holly's spare key. It's all like car bits, really. It's sort of Aid's drawer. That can all stay in there. So I decided that I needed another tray. I don't have another tray, so I'm going to use a box lid. I've got Aid's car things there. I am going to go through this little lot, tidy up the poo bags. And I just want to make sure that everything's easily accessible and tidied away. Decided to put the tissues I found in there. Poppy also has a basket underneath with her coats and other bits and pieces. We've got hedgehog food in there as well. So I'm going to put her treats underneath. There we go. That one looks much tidier as well. These all have other homes to go in, and this is rubbish. And I'm going to put that all away and just give the top a wipe over. Bought this hand sanitizing cream in actually that could do the wipe over as well, in Bath and Body Works. I love it. It's so nice to sort of moisturize your hands and knowing that they're properly clean as well. So I always keep that by the front door. I'm just going to give everything a wipe over. I only did it the other day anyway, but it doesn't hurt to do it again. I'm going to say actually that considering it's been years since I've cleaned out these drawers, you could tell because there's guinea pig treats in there, and we haven't had guinea pigs for years now. They weren't actually too bad. You think of like some areas of the house, if you hadn't tidied them for years, how they would be. But that's all down to having these little trays, keeping everything organised. It really, really does make a big difference. I highly, highly recommend having a good organisational system by your front door, and definitely using little trays to keep things tidy. That's another job done. I hopefully won't need to do that for a few years again. So I'm going to finish the video now. We're going to come up to bed. We're getting back into our thing of going to bed early with a cup of tea. I've just brought tea up and watching TV just to get out the habit of snacking again, because I think it's about quarter to 10, something like that. We've ended up working really late. We've just walked Poppy, and we then have a really bad habit of sitting. We find something on TV and then the snacks come out. So we're just trying to break that habit again. I think we've done it before, a few nights in a row of going to bed a bit earlier with a cup of tea, and it just breaks the habit of snacking, and it just seems to work for us last time, so I'm hoping it'll work again this time. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with us this weekend. I've got a few bits and pieces done despite it being a busy work weekend, and it felt cozy. Oh, by the way, if you want a scary movie to watch, we watched Wrong Turn on Netflix. It's an older one. I think it's like 2008. There's a couple of recognisable faces in there. The pretty girl in Snow Day. What's the other movie that I like? Silky Smooth. Don't Mess with the Zohan. Yeah, she was in it as well. But it was scary. I had to leave the room a couple of times just to to have a bit of a break from the TV. But no, it was good, and it's just the perfect thing when you're kit packing or working, and you can just kind of switch on and off when you're watching it. But that was cool. Yeah, we've managed to get quite a few things done despite it being a busy weekend, but little and often. I think that's the key with most things, isn't it? And the goulash was delicious. Not as good as my brother's, not as good as my nan's, but it was still really, really good. Just a nice variation of a really cozy stew. I would highly recommend it. Anyway, thank you very much. Let us know what you've been up to. Have you watched anything good on TV? Have you done any little jobs around the house? Any decluttering? Anything like that? I'd love to hear. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Have an amazing week.